Once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, you're now tuned in to the Investor Show. As always, this is your gracious host of Prince of Investing, Prince Dykes, coming to you guys and girls live all the way from the beautiful state of Denver, Colorado. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, comment, and share button. And as always, we are going to. Uh, oh, I'm trying to adjust my microphone for people that's catching the playback. So as always, we're going to get into some good stuff today, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to do the roll call. So if you're catching this live, as I fix my microphone, as you guys and girls are catching this live, please drop where you're from, and we're going to talk about some great stuff today. We got a great episode coming up for you guys and girls today. Sorry about this. I don't know why I always got to keep checking my microphone, but we got it. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to look at some great stuff. We're going to look at the real estate industry. We're going to look at a video from Jan Yellen. If you know who Jan Yellen is, she was the former chair of the Federal Reserve, who is now standing by Jerome Powell. We're going to look at the real estate industry, the housing industry. We're going to look at what the Mortgage and Bankers Association just said about the real estate industry. We're going to look at the market itself, and we're going to talk about ways that people can prepare for the next dip, right? But it all depends on your flavor. Some people just want to ride that dip out. Some people want to capitalize off of this dip, and then some people just want to time that dip just right. And I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of information about all three. And it's always just going to be a great episode, great information as always. But as further ado, let's go ahead and do our roll call so we can talk about where you guys and girls from. Let's go ahead and do this roll call. Let's get into it for the live audience. Let's see who we got here. All right, we got Joyce. There we go. We got Joyce. She's coming in from Tampa. Tampa's in the house. All right. She said literally, Tampa's in the house, literally. That's hilarious. Okay, I missed two people. Okay, we got Woke One, Virginia Prince. Wow, Virginia Beach. Hey Prince, why in the why is the Federal Reserve playing weekend at Barney's with the stock market? Once the real unemployment numbers come out, it's going to be a free fall. We're gonna take a look into that Woke One. But we got Virginia Beach. Miss Amber Mole, there she is. Amber Mole. Hi, I'm from Philly. I finally caught up all your recent videos. Thanks for the great content. Oh, thank you. And Amber Mole, thank you. And hopefully, I'm glad the information has helped you out. But we got Amber Mole here. She's from Philly. And hopefully I can give you guys and girls some more great information. Joyce is from Tampa. We got Al. He said, hello, everybody. Stay home, stay safe, invest safely. Al, we're coming from Chicago. Stefan's from Houston. Houston is in the house today. We got Staten Island, New York. Staten Island. I went to Staten Island once. I got on a trolley. I got off, and I got back on a trolley. I just went to Staten. No offense, but I only went to Staten Island to see the Statue of Liberty. I didn't know anything else. So plus, I didn't know nobody, so I don't venture off when I go to different cities. But shouts out to Staten Island for checking this out today. We got Twan from Germany. I think it's the first time from somebody from Germany, but we all over the world. We got Germany today. D Brooks, that's my guy. Alabama's in the house. Okay. We got Robert Del Gras. Okay. McCall, Texas. Oh, McCall, Texas, what it sounds like. Thank you for checking in. Who else we got here? We got, okay, what's up, P Money, Georgia in the house? Once again, okay, we got Miss Athena, she's in the house. We got C Lane, New York City. A lot of people from New York City getting nervous, but still saving, sitting on the sidelines and keeping the faith. C Lane, we're going to get into that. We got Antonio, he's from Philly. Okay, Amber Mole, we got two people from Philly representing. Okay, Freddie B. Freddie Butler. Freddie B is in the house from Lansing, Illinois. Yeah, I've been to Illinois before. I'm in Chicago. Of course, everybody in the Navy goes to Chicago. Al, okay, we got another Al. He's from Phoenix, Arizona. What's going on, Al? Problem Child, aka The Truth. Greetings from Chicago. Chicago's in the house. Max B, that's my guy. Max B said, what's up, Prince? How's the day? It's going pretty good. Pretty good day. Pretty relaxing day. Doing a little homeschooling with Wes. He's out back right now playing in the backyard. Hopefully it's coronavirus free back there. But he's playing in the backyard right now. But do a little homeschooling day, a little study, research, a little reading. I've been doing a lot of reading on the Small Business Association, reading my latest book, and giving you guys some market data, getting ready for today's show. We got Ricky the Kid from Lakeland, Florida. Okay. All right. Lakeland, Florida's in the house. Shan. She said, Shan is from Memphis, Tennessee. My granny used to say, Can all you get and get all you can? He said, I'm learning more about financial literacy. Thanks for teaching us how to fish. Thank you. Thank you. Miss Katrina, where she's going? That's from my hometown, but she's here checking in from Colorado Springs. No anxiety here. Still maxing out my TSP for the year. CSI funds. Great. I like the CS, not too big on the I fund. The international fund, it's too wild, it's too up, it's too down. I know it's a great way to diversify, but I'm not a big fan of the international fund. And when you do a deep dive inside of your C fund, you're going to see most of your C fund is global anyway. The C fund is the S&P 500, the top 500 companies in America. That's things like Google and Facebook and Berkshire Hathaway. Those are big American Alphabet, which is Google, Apple. These companies already have global exposure. So I'm not too big on international. And when you stretch out to see who's performed the best in the last 10, 15, 20, 30 years or whatnot, is always the C fund. It's really the S fund, but it's the C fund and the S fund. That's why I like to go CS. But if you want to get a little mix of I. So, but that's my personal thing. I'm just not too crazy on the I. If you know how to get in, get out. If you want to be mixing around, that's good. But I like that CS. If I had to bet on capitalism, if I had to bet on business in the world, I'm going to bet on America. That's just my take. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to get into that. Miss James Bond, Delaware. We got Delaware in the house. We got Kevin from DC in the house. He said, how's Prince the crew doing? Okay. We got Mohammed. You're welcome. All right. Thanks for checking in. Proud Dad. I already know you're from Atlanta. He said, Prince, what's up? You know who it is. You're right. You're right. Proud Dad. What's going on? Then we got Kenny Wiggins. Okay. From New York City is coming in tough. New York City repping in hard today. NYC. Okay. I see you, New York City. Then we got Stephen Jackson from Jacksonville, Florida. So there we go. Did our roll call. Now let's do the drum roll. Let's run into the show. Let me kind of put my little let me run my banner across the bottom. Did I screw this up some type of way? Did I screw my title up? I don't like how my title. Oh man, I don't like how my title came out, but I guess I have to fix that in post production. But it's okay. It's all right. My title came out screwed up, but it's okay. All right. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, you're now tuning into the Investor Show. Let's jump right into the good stuff today. So one of the things that I want you guys and girls to look at is the MBA. This is the Mortgage and Bankers Association, what they put out today. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to look at what they put out today about the real estate industry. The reason why their word matters so much is because it's heavily regarded in the financial industry from everybody from our Federal Reserve, politicians, to see how the real estate industry is going doing. So you have it's just like any other organization. A lot of people join it, a lot of big corporations join it, and they're putting out real estate data with bankers and people who sell mortgages, all the other great stuff. So CNBC reported on it today. Yahoo Finance reported on it today. Market Watch reported on it today. But I'm not going to take you with what CNBC said, what Yahoo Finance said. I'm going to give you guys and girls the raw data. And when I mean the raw data, I'm going to give it directly from the source so you can see exactly what they're saying. And then on top of that, not only am I going to show you information, I'm going to show you how to dissect that information and to use it. So if you wanted to profit off of what is to come. So here's the first thing. Oh, let me share my screen. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pull up my screen here. I already had it prepared for you guys and girls. So here we go. Let's head on over to, all right, here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this came out on April 7th, which was yesterday, if I'm correct, right? So this is coming from the Mortgage Bankers Association. You can look this up. This is available for everybody. This is MBA.org. So this is what they put out. The headline says, MBA survey shows a spike in loans forbearances, service call volume. So what is a forbearance? This is a forbearance is giving people the ability to be able to defer their mortgage payments. So people are calling in. The government, through the CARES Act, said, hey, look, don't put anybody out on the street. If they have a government-backed bond, not a government-backed mortgage, if they have a government-backed mortgage via Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, don't let them be able to defer their payments. So great. So this is what they're saying here regularly, right? All right, here we go. And then we're going to read why this makes sense. The NBA survey highlights the immediate relief consumers are seeking as the negative as they navigate the economy hardships brought forth by the efforts of the coronavirus. All right. The mortgage industry is committed to providing this much needed forbearance as mandated by the law and order of the CARES Act. So they're pretty much saying the CARES Act came out and it told us that we had to let people stay in their houses, let them defer their mortgage payments. It is expected that the requests, here it is right here, right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what's coming from the NBA. It is expected that the requests will continue to skyrocket as an unsustainable pace in the coming weeks, putting enormous cash flow constraints on many services. So right here, they're saying they're expecting this to skyrocket. Now, what are they expecting to skyrocket? Read into the first paragraph. It tells you the total number of loans in forbearance grew from 0.25 to 2.66 from March 2nd to April 1st, with mortgages backed by Ginnie Mae seeing the largest growth from 0.19 to 4.25. As of April 1st, independent mortgage banks, IBM services, now have the largest loans in forbearance at 3.45. So they're saying that the independent mortgage banks pretty much have the largest loans in forbearance, reflecting their focus on the FHA and the Veterans Affairs VA loan program servicing low to moderate income borrowers. Now, here's the conflict, ladies and gentlemen. They're saying that a lot of people are calling in and putting out their loans. So here we go. This is where the good stuff is coming in as an investor. To ensure that millions of Americans receive the support they need during this pandemic, it is incumbent upon the government to provide a lending facility to support the mortgage forbearance burdens placed on single family and multifamily services as they still need to forward principal and interest to investors. So right here, this is the NBA asking the government. It says it right here. We're asking the government to provide a lending facility, aka a bailout money. Provide us a lending facility to support mortgages forbearance burdens. So imagine if you were a barber, right? Imagine if you was a barber and the government comes in and says, hey, everybody, what I want you to do is give out free haircuts. This is a hard time. Give people free haircuts. Let them defer their payments. Let them pay you later when the economy comes back, right? And you're like, okay, cool. I can cut people's hair for free and let them defer the payments. But you're like, hey, but if government, if you want me to do this, you know, I have bills too. In the meanwhile, while I'm waiting on these payments, while I'm waiting on these loans, in the meanwhile, I got bills too. I still got to pay for lights and water and gas. So these mortgage companies are saying, hey, government, we appreciate that, but they're asking for a lending facility. And they're saying if we don't get this lending facility, things are going to go haywire. And they're projecting that more people are going to file for these programs. They're thinking more people are going to file for this. So they're asking the government for help to facilitate their cash flow loss. Because yes, great, Americans don't have to pay their mortgage. But what did I say in the last episode? It's a very great idea. Mortgages work and loans work fine as long as a person keeps paying their loan. The moment a person can't pay their loan, all hell breaks loose, right? It's the same thing that we saw back in 2008 in the subprime mortgage industry. In the subprime mortgage industry, you saw the subprime mortgages was great as long as the person on the other end was paying the loan. As soon as people couldn't pay the loan and things started going to foreclosure, that's when everything just broke out, right? So now we're going to look at here. You're seeing it right now. More people are saying, hey, I can't pay my mortgage, right? So more people saying I can't pay my mortgage. I want to defer my mortgage payments to a later date because I just lost my job. I'm getting furloughed, things like that. So the mortgage industry is saying, okay, government, you put this program into place. We appreciate that, keeping people in their house. But in the meanwhile, we need to make some money because we have our own bills, because we have to pay investors, we have to pay leases, all this other stuff, right? So that's the first thing. Now, if you're saying, what prediction does this give me, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody always asks me, what prediction does this give me? I think the mortgage industry is about to go into a downward spiral, right? Now here's the other thing what I can't tell. Now, there's a difference between speculating and investing. A speculator is somebody who just guesses, but an investor uses analytical data to make a assumption, right? So here we go. Let's take a look at when we're going to get the next real estate data. So we want to look at what is the real estate data so we can see if we see a decline in housing, all of the good stuff. So let me pull it up. All right. So here we go, right, ladies and gentlemen. This is from the FHFA, right? I think that's the Federal Housing and Finance Agency. From the Federal House, that's the acronym, what it means, right? So here, they're telling you these are the indexes that are going to come out. So here, you can look over here, last included. We won't see anything that includes March. March and Q1 of 2020 won't come out until May. You get what I'm saying? This won't come out until May. So now when you're looking at this won't come out until May. May 2nd, May 26th on Tuesday, we're going to get the quarterly index. So this is the first time we're going to be able to see any real estate, not any, but this is the first indication of real estate report is not going to come out until May. So what's happening today, we won't get reported on it until probably May. So right now, I won't be able to get any analytical data. And then, come on, April, they won't start covering April. I won't get a report on that until June. So it's almost like a 2-month lag. So I won't be able to see housing prices dropping, housing prices sell, all this other stuff like that. I won't be able to get that quarterly report until May. So this is a great indicator. You guys and girls can go to FHFA.gov to be able to get all of the pricing index, the monthly index. This is going to tell you when houses sell, how many houses was brought, purchases only, monthly purchases, how many houses sold, all of the good stuff like that, right? This is where you're going to be get that data. Now, I'm teaching you guys and girls how to fish. Now, if you're someone and you believe the market is going to go down, you think real estate is going to have a hard time, one of the ways you can profit off of this is something via the stock symbol REK. That's Romeo, Echo, Kilo. You can buy this as the real estate industry goes down, this goes up. This is an inverse real estate ETF. So this is a way you could potentially profit. Now, I'm not telling you to buy this. This is not advice. This is just education, right? And today we could take a look at it here. I think it's what, $20 right now? I think it's about $15 to $20 right now. Let's take a look. Yes, it's $15 right now. So as the real estate industry declines, this inadvertently will go up, and it does pay a little dividend. So this is an inverse real estate ETF, right? So now let's look at it. When I look at the market overall, I'm gonna ask you guys and girls a question. You can comment, and we can look at it together. I'm almost 100% certain that the market is going to go up. I know by the next summer, at least by next summer, we're probably going to be right back to where we were before the crash, or we're going to be higher, right? I know that. But in the meanwhile, what am I going to do? How can I prepare for a downside? So the question is, Prince, when we look at this information, do we think a recession is coming? People say, Prince, should I buy Sierra Papa X-Ray Lima? And I tell them, wait. Prince, should I buy Delta? Prince, should I buy Southwest Airlines? Right? In the comment box, I want you guys to answer the question. What is a recession? Definition, what is a recession? I know it's probably a little delay on my screen or whatnot, but I want you guys and girls to answer the question, what is a recession? So, and the question is, are we going to go lower? Is a dip coming? Are we going to go higher? What's going to happen? Is the economy going to go up or down or whatnot, or whatever the case may be? What is going to happen with what's going on, right? So we're going to get exactly into what that information is. I'm going to show you guys and girls how to look up when a recession is coming and how is it coming. So if you're catching this live, I want you to get in the comment box and tell me, what is a recession? By definition. Now, while some people think of that, one of the ways you can tell what the economy is heading, you have to learn how to read. You have to be proactive instead of reactive. People are asking me to buy Delta. They haven't done any research on Delta, because if they've done a little bit of research, Well, if you're a knowledge investor, you won't know. But if you to be an investor tomorrow, April 8th, no, is it tomorrow? I think it's today. It might be let's take a look. Sorry about that, y'all. It's my phone ringing. But here we go. We're going to take a look at it. Delta's earning report. I think it's today or tomorrow. Delta earnings report. And the reason why I know I think it's April 8th, which is today, or it might be tomorrow. Yes, it is today. No, it's tomorrow. I'm sorry. Today is the 7th, so it's tomorrow. Right? So Delta, here we go. Right here we have so today I think it comes out tomorrow. Upcoming, delivered. Okay. Yes. So it's supposed to come out tomorrow. Either it's tomorrow morning or it's tomorrow afternoon. So the reason why I asked that question, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I asked that question is because some people are asking about Delta, and tomorrow, coming up on April 8th, you're going to get the corporate quarterly earnings report. They're going to lay it out on the line tomorrow afternoon. I think it's tomorrow afternoon. I got to double check on that. It's going to come out before the market open, or it's going to come out after the market close. You're going to get to see how bad or good Delta is really struggling. And this may bring in an opportunity. You can make a better investment by looking at, okay, this is how much money they lost. The CEO is going to give guidance on the future. You're going to get a lot of data come out tomorrow on Delta. So you're going to see a big swing in Delta tomorrow, most likely, right? It could go up because people may say, oh, they didn't get hit as bad, or it could be worse than we all expected. And they could say, hey, it is a bloodbath out here. So, yes, let's take a look at you guys and girls' definitions of a recession. All right. She got it. She said a recession is two. Katura said a recession is 2 consecutive quarters of a market dip equals 6 months. Now, when she said a market dip, by definition, she's talking about a GDP. By definition, she's correct, right? Bones said it 2 consecutive negative GDP growth. The GDP is the gross domestic product. Ladies and gentlemen, how do we know when the gross domestic product is going to happen? I'm teaching you guys and girls how to fish, how not to wake up in the morning and see something from Yahoo and react, where you can be anticipating. Right now, you're anticipating Delta, right? So I'm going to teach you guys and girls how to do that. Okay, Stefano says 2 corners of a decline. Antonio said recession generally occurs when a widespread drop in the adverse in the market, United States, a negative impact growth for 2 consecutive quarters. So ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you guys and girls how to fish, how to see when the gross domestic product report is going to come out. And guess what? Here's the secret sauce. Every report that comes out, Wall Street has to make an estimate. For prime example, Delta. There's already an estimate on how much Delta has made or lost during this quarter. So if that's the truth, if you look up and you do a little research, do you think the economy is expecting a decline in the GDP for 2 consecutive quarters? You can look that information up. Don't worry about it. I got you guys and girls. Here we go right here. All right. Where are we at? Economical calendar. I'm using Market Watch economical calendar. There's so many places that use it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's do some little research here. This tells you all the reports that are going to come out. So right here up at the top, you can see they got the jobs reports going to come out, weekly job reports. We're going to look for the gross domestic product report. They got real estate reports. It got the date and the time, right? So let's go stroll on down here. This is something that's very interesting. Unemployment numbers. Ooh, look at this. GDP forecast. Y'all see that, ladies and gentlemen? Look at that. GDP forecast. Gross domestic product. This is how much a country produces. What do we see here, ladies and gentlemen? April 29th, we're going to get a GDP report, a gross domestic product. What is the forecast on a GDP? they're expecting a negative 2.5 of a gross domestic product in April. For the first quarter, they're expecting a negative 2.5. What are they expecting in quarter two? They're expecting a negative 19.2 quarter two. That report comes out in July. So they're already forecasting a negative. They're already forecasting 2 negative quarters of a GDP. This is not what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. This is what is forecasted already. They're forecasting quarter one to be a negative GDP due to the coronavirus. The coronavirus came in towards the end of the first quarter. Then they're saying for the second quarter, we expect it to be even worse. Right? Why is that? Where does that forecast come from? So if you're expecting 2 quarters of a decline in GDP, that means that they're already forecasting a recession. Right? Doesn't mean they're going to be right and accurate. It's time will tell. But right now, they're already forecasting what a lot of you guys and girls are trying to guess. Now, let's go a little bit further. Now, here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you're wondering, Prince, why is the market jumping up right now? Why is it jumping up? I think this is my philosophy, and I'm going to be the truth, tell you guys and girls the truth. This is my philosophy of the market jump. A lot of people are running away from, one second. A lot of people are running away from bonds. Bonds are very low interest rate right now, right? We're in the lowest interest rates we've ever seen in, not ever seen, but guys and girls, give me 1 second. I'm sorry about this. Hello? Yes. I'm doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. Can can I take a number to give you a call back? Oh. Yes, give me about 30 minutes. Yes. That's fine. Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that looks so ghetto, but that was bad. My wife was texting me telling me that I was supposed to get a phone call from an anonymous number that's supposed to schedule a meeting for my son. So not a meeting, but his doctor's appointment. So of course they're calling my phone exactly as soon as I come on live. So I'm very sorry about that. That is uh, pretty ghetto. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so they're already expecting a declining, they're forecasting 2 quarters of a declining GDP already. So now I want to get you guys and girls into something. I'm going to play something for you guys and girls. Hopefully it plays pretty well. This is from Jane Yellen. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully y'all might be able to hear that. Well, you know what? I don't even want to play it because you guys might not be able to hear it. But Jane Yellen just put out, she's a former Fed chair, and she just put out saying that, hey, listen, guys and girls, unemployment is really at about 12 to 13. And we're looking at, she's already projecting a negative gross domestic product. America can't shut down. So we shut down for March. That means GDP is already going to be screwed come first quarter. Then if we linger on longer with the GDP, they're already telling you when you look at the forecast, like right now, you can look up Delta earnings, and Wall Street already have estimates for Delta earnings. They already would tell you this is what we're expecting the GDP to be at. So they're pretty much saying, hey guys and girls, we're expecting a recession. We're forecasting recession. So everybody in here wondering like, oh, is it up, down, is it bounce, whatever the case may be. So that's what I want you guys and girls to see how to fish. You don't have to go about, oh, this is what Prince said. You can go look this information up for yourself. Okay. So we got Miss Bernice Adams. She's here. Oh, how you doing, Miss Bernice? Georgia is in the house. Miss Bernice Adams, thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for coming in, catching us live. Miss Katrina, they already gave us the tea. All we have to do is brew it. You're right, right? So, and then Max B saying, she said, all we have to do is do it. Okay. Aaron, and he said, for real. Yes. So right there, what we're talking about right there is Al said, moral of the story. Money goes where it is treated the best, regardless of the economy, macro or micro. What does he mean by that, ladies and gentlemen? Interest rates are at an all-time low. They just dropped interest rates. Why do you drop interest rates? Interest rates are dropped to stimulate the economy. So what I mean by interest rates dropping, your savings account earns nothing. Your checking account earns nothing. CD values go down. Bond values go down. That's a way to entice people to jump into stocks, to go invest somewhere else. This is what I believe why you keep seeing these big bumps and jumps, because people are looking at, hey, you know what? My bonds ain't making money. I'm not making money here or there. So people are kind of going into money flows, and Al is right. Money flows to wherever it's treated the best. They don't care what's going on. It's big, bad, or whatnot, or whatever. People are going to go to, it's just like if I stop doing my show, somebody else would pick up where I came off from. People are going to go to where they're treated best. It's just business. If I went to go buy a t-shirt and you won't sell me my t-shirt, I'm going to go somewhere else. Somebody else is going to fill that void. That's capitalism 101, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why I think we are seeing these bumps into the market. But when we look at it, we look at unemployment. The real unemployment numbers are probably sitting around 12 to 13 percent. Thursday, we're going to get jobless claims. Tomorrow, Delta earnings coming out. Thursday, we're going to get jobless claims. So we don't get a new unemployment number until the first week of May. Yes, the first week of May. We just got our recent unemployment numbers. Unemployment rose to 4.4. This is why I'm staying put. It's too much going on right now, right? I'm reading reports, I'm reading data, and what you call it. Aaron said also election year stocks also shaky anyway at trends. Yes, very interesting year. So, ladies and gentlemen, I already told you, I showed you the data. They're already expecting 2 quarters of a declining GDP. 2 quarters of a declining GDP is the definition of a recession. So you can already see what they're forecasting. So, Prince, got it. What if the market dips even further? Right now, I think majority of the market correction is done. I think we may do a little bit more. I just don't know where the bottom is. I'm not smart enough to pick a bottom or pick a top. So what I'm trying to do is I want to tell you guys and girls how, depending on your style, if you're a pessimistic person, meaning that you think this economy is going to go over, the rest of the world, we're done or whatnot, some investments you may want to be looking into, you can buy put options, right? We're going to get into that on the next episode. You can buy leverage ETFs, and you can short the market. Those are your 3 options if you think the world is coming to an end. If you think real estate is next, you don't want to wait till real estate start to go down and try to make investments. If you say, you know what, I think real estate is next, because if unemployment goes up, who's going to be able to pay rent? Who's going to be able to pay their mortgage? If I can't pay my rent, if I can't pay my mortgage, and the government says, okay, don't pay your rent and mortgage, somebody has to carry the bill. When I was a young kid, I used to love everything that was free. I didn't care about nothing. If it was free, oh, it was free. Until I got older, I realized that it's free to you, don't mean that it's free to everybody else. So imagine if you own that lady out there, you owned you was a beautician, a cosmetologist, and they told you, hey, just do people hair and nails for free. It's a tough time right now. And you're like, oh, okay. And you're doing it for free. Just let them pay you later. You're like, okay, but I got to eat today. I got to eat tomorrow. What am I going to do in between time? This is why these companies are asking the government, hey, give us some liquidity in the meantime, right? And if they don't get the money in the meantime, they're like, this thing is going to go crazy. But everybody's saying, "Oh, you get paid later. Don't worry about it. Get paid later. How you going to come into my business and tell me I'm going to get paid later?" That's what we just read from the Mortgage and Bankers Association, word for word. You can look it up yourself, MBA.org. Also, housing. You won't get any housing data until May, right? Also, we're looking at economical trends. A recession is 2 months of a declining GDP by definition. First GDP report is coming out in April. We're already expecting a loss, right? So let's get into some of you guys and girls' comments. Oh, you already said that. Hope I didn't miss it. Okay. Max B said, even if we miss the bottom, we're still down enough to make profit when if it hits 20K, 28K. Yes. People are coming here trying to, oh, Prince, this is the bottom. Stock market went up 500 points. I want you guys and girls to grab a book. I read a book. The history of me reading this book was I was in Japan and I spent a lot of time in a library, right? I spent a lot of time in the library. When I mean I spent a lot of time in the library, I pretty much uh, it was a great place for me to live. I was over there. I was by myself. I didn't have family, so I spent too much time in the library. And I picked up this book called, I don't know why I read it. I think it was just there. It was called The Greatest Trade Ever. In the book called The Greatest Trade Ever, it turned into the movie called The Big Short. So I read this book a long time ago before The Big Short came out. And the real person name is John Paulson. I'll never forget his name. I can't remember everybody else's name, but John Paulson was the star character. And the thing about it was when he saw something going wrong with real estate, he created the collateralized debt obligation, the CDO, because he wanted to be able to bet against real estate. Because at the time he saw real estate was going to go bad and he wanted to bet against it. But he didn't have the money he didn't have the instrument to be able to bet against real estate, right? So the idea was he created these CDOs, and this guy was wrong for years before the real estate market paid him off, right? So anyway, I want you guys and girls to see this, even though you could be reading data, you could be seeing data, and the market is just going up, going up, going up, and you're kind of wondering what is going on. Companies can always get away from fundamentals. I want to tell you guys and girls something that I learned from Berkshire Hathaway. Somebody taught me. Something I learned from Buffett himself, right? He said, Prince, always pay attention to the fundamentals. If a person is a bad husband, a bad mother, a bad father, a bad wife, what type of business person you think they're going to be? You can fix a bad business, but you can't fix bad character. How you relate that to a corporation? A corporation, a corporation could be making a lot of money, but if the fundamentals are bad, let's say we all heard of the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort. We all heard of Murray Madoff or whatnot. The management was making a lot of money on the books, but the management was corrupt. It's like a rubber band. Management, fundamentals, and technical always catch up with each other. They always come back. So you could be reading the fundamentals of an economy. You could be reading the fundamentals of what's going on. And also money could get away from it. You could just see the stock market just running and running and running and going and going. And you don't know what is it called, right? That's what the idea that I looked into it, right? So the idea is that sometimes you could be reading data, you could be understanding data, and you'd be like, well, why things are not going my way? But if you wait, if you're patient, the market will always correct itself back to the fundamentals. The market will always come back to the fundamentals. If a person is a bad person, why would you make them a business partner? Right? Because you already know how the relationship is probably going to end. Okay, Stephen said exactly. Al said, "Don't let fear overrule your own destiny and yes, right now we know the market is going to go up. I know next summer we're going to be back at 28, 29,000. We're probably going to hit new highs. We know all that's going to happen, right? In the meanwhile, I just want to be able to profit a little bit more from it. I want to be able to profit from like, okay, well, we're down. Of course, I would love to catch a bottom and ride it to the top. I mean, that's every investor's dream. Buy low, sell high. So you should always be investing, like Andy Soar said. Every month, every paycheck, you should be investing a little bit. $30, $40, $50, no matter if it's just an index, right? Delta tomorrow is going to come out with their earnings report. You're going to be able to see, okay, boom. Oh, it's not as bad. This is how much cash they have on hand. Oh, they're getting relief. How they're going to come up from this. The stock may jump up. The stock may fall through the floor. Then you can make a better investment decision by reading the analytical data. I'm probably going to read it live here anyway, right? So don't lose the prize. The market is going to go up over time. He says, "Ride the market up." Michael, what's going on? Michael, I got your latest email, your latest portfolio. Just reply to my email. All the best coming from Toronto. Good, good. We got Corey, Mississippi is in the building. Nice. All right, Corey, nice for touching in. Touchstone. Proud Dad Prince, what are your thoughts about Buffett selling Delta? Oh, yes. Buffett sold Delta and Southwest Airlines, right? Now, granted, Buffett sold Delta and Southwest Airlines, but you got to understand, I think I did the math, and it was about 13%. They only sold 13% of what they were holding. Now, they don't need cash, so I don't understand why. I don't, this guy named Todd and Ted that probably done the selling, the buying and selling over there. What are their thought process? I'm like, I don't know if they sold it to go get some cash, but they still have 70 something percent of their portfolio still in Delta. They still in Delta and Southwest Airlines. So they sold millions of Delta, but what is millions when you're talking billions and billions, right? So it was only like about 10 to 13% of the shares they sold. I don't know why they did it. I was thinking like maybe they need cash, but I was like, man, they don't need cash. They got 128 billion sitting in cash, probably grown to 130 by now. So you got 130 billion sitting in cash. You don't need cash to make another investment. I don't know why. I really can't say why. I don't know if it was some type of rule or something, but I don't get that one. Yeah, Max B saying he wants to know what's up with it too. Yes, I really can't say. I that one I'm kind of lost the words on why did they liquidate some, not all, not a lot, but just some. They still own the bulk of Southwest Airlines and Delta, but they did sell a little bit. Now, I don't. They sold it by the time it came out to the press. I think they sold that a couple months ago, towards the end of December, right? So when it comes, that comes out on a 13F form, 13F, 13 Foxtrot. When a company buys or sells, especially like a holding company, is going to tell you. Miss Shannon saying dollar cost average. Yes, dollar cost average. Take advantage of the dip. I'm saying this because I believe we have a little bit more of a drop to do than we have on the upside. Right? I think we got a little bit more drop to do before we can see a particular upside. There's too much going on. You got unemployment is looking shaky. Coronavirus. Yesterday, the market ran up like crazy because they said the coronavirus cases were slowing down. Then the day we wake up, we got the highest death toll. Then you're talking about, unemployment is not looking shaky. We don't know when people are getting back to work. We still haven't capped out on deaths. We haven't gone down off of that. We don't have a vaccination. America is still shut down. We still got earning reports coming up. So for me to just jump in and say, ooh, Mark, no, I gotta look, I don't believe you. I gotta see some more. C. Wayne said, when do you think the next bull will come and how long will it last? I think the next bull will be here by next summer. I think the next bull will probably take off sometime between at the earliest this summer, but I think it'll be here by next summer. And I think the next bull the last bull just lasted about 11 years, a decade, a little bit over a decade. I think the next bull will last about 5 years, right? So this is why it's so important. That's why everybody's tuning in now. You're sitting at home, you're trying to catch, you're trying to make time to say, okay, when are things are going to start to turn around fundamentally, right? Tawan said he was overweight with Delta too much in his portfolio. That could have been true too. I'm not sure why was that. Amber, do you have any tips on weeding through identifying important shareholder information proxy statements? Ooh, we do that. Name a company, Amber. Name a company right now, and we'll kind of do a little weed through right now. Proud Dad. I heard on talk radio this morning that if you own over 10% of any company, you are held in a different standard by the SEC. But that was speculative and commentator radio. That's SEC ruling. Yeah. When you go to sign up Proud Dad, when you went and got that TD Ameritrade account, or when you got that E-Trade account, or any brokerage account, it asks you that question. Do you or any family member or director or own this much more of a company? Because that's to really kind of limit insider trading. Okay. Al, You would know a tree by the fruit it produces. Bad trees do not produce good fruit. Good trees do not produce bad fruit unless the roots are structured different without water. Yes, you're right. I think that's a biblical verse when it says that you would know a tree by the fruit it bears, right? So if you're seeing something is wrong with the company, but you can't make it out, it's best to pause. That's what I learned. Because the last thing I want to do is to see bad fundamentals, or you see a you know this person is a bad person, but because they're making so much money or they're so attractive, you jump in bed with them anyway, and then a year later you're like, oh man, I knew it. It was already forecasting a recession. Oh my God, if I would have just waited, I could have got this, and this. So that's why I look into it. You're right. Okay, so Amber says she's looking at KO. So let's take a look at Coca-Cola. We're gonna do some quick. We're gonna do some quick fundamentals, right? Let's go where we at here. Now give me a second. I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to look at the fundamentals of Coca-Cola. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Coca-Cola pulled up on Yahoo Finance. And yes, you can look at charts. Yes, you can look at the market capitalization, which is huge right now, almost 200 billion. And you can look at the dividend payments or whatever the case may be. So let's take a look at the fundamentals of the company. So the questions you're asking yourself, does the company make money? And does the company make money? And does the company continue to make money? And not only does it continue to make revenue, is revenue growing? So at the very, very top, a question everybody want to ask, okay, do you make money? Is money continue to come in? Is the company continue to grow? Right? So this is the first thing you're looking at, total revenue, right? And then you're looking at cost of revenue, gross profits. Gross profits is cool. To have a higher gross profits is always good. It's kind of declining, staying the same here with Coca-Cola. Now you got to look at the expenses of the money, operating income or loss. Another thing here, you're looking at interest. You can see how much debt the company is carrying on the interest. You want companies that are carrying low debt, or little to no debt, right? Income before taxes. Okay, they made 10 million in 2019 at this particular time in 2019. Expenses or whatnot, and then you got your net income. Now you're looking at the net. It's the net income growing. This is what you take home. Everybody know what the gross pay is and the net pay. That's what everybody look at, what you're taking home. So are you taking home more money or are you taking home less money, right? So, okay, the company is taking home, bringing home money, the company, or whatnot. That's coming off of your income statement. And we could go deeper into it a little bit later on, but this is just a quick look at a particular company, right? Now you're looking at their assets. Let's see how much cash they have on hand. Right here in the first line, you can see how much cash they have on hand. Total cash right here. They got their cash and short-term investments. A short-term investment is anything that can be liquidated under 12 months. A long-term investment is anything that it takes you had for over a year. So right here, their total cash, they got 11 million in cash, right? So you look at their cash, the cash is kind of dwindling. That's the question. 2016, you had 22 million. Now you're down to 20. Now you're down to 15, 11 million. Now I may have to look into your 10K report to see what's going on. Why is cash starting to dwindle like that, right? Now you can look at also, and the cash is important because of times like this. When times get rough, how long can this company live off its cash after paying its bills? And looking at the balance sheet, on the income statement, you can see how much the bills are. So now you're looking at, okay, you can look at their total assets, which depending on the industry, it could fluctuate. You can use their total assets. I mean, not total current assets, total assets. I meant to say 86 million. You can go on down here and look at their total liabilities. How much is the company? What's the network of the company? The total liabilities and the total network. It's going to come out to 18 million as of December of 19. Okay, is it growing or is it moving or is it growing now? Now, great. I look at this company. Coca-Cola is financially pretty safe company. Now, another thing you want to go a little deeper, you can look at things like research and development. A company like Coca-Cola doesn't have to put that much money in research and development. Is Coca-Cola really trying to evolve Coca-Cola? Not really. You don't have to do that much evolving. Like an Apple or a Tesla, they have to put a lot of money into research and development. Uber have to put a lot of money into research and development. Whereas Tesla, it ain't that much research and development you got to do. So that saves money and put money into piling up money into the company, right? So you're looking at their net income. Do they have a positive cash flow or a negative cash flow? Right. So here, looking at Coca-Cola on their sheets or whatnot, they look very good. They look very strong, right? Now, my second question is, I have to look inside of your industry and compare you with probably a Pepsi. How does Pepsi look? Using ratios, who's growing the most? Who's growing the most? And also by looking at the finances, what are they going to do into the future? Right? So looking at the cash on hand, the net cash, the free cash flow, Coca-Cola is a pretty solid financial company. Pays a nice dividend. The stock doesn't grow as much as other ones, but it pays a nice dividend. It's a consumer staple. Knowing the business of Coca-Cola, it doesn't have to do that much research and development. So even in a downtime like now, people are still drinking Coca-Cola. They're having Coca-Cola with their pizza. They're having Coca-Cola with their tacos or whatever the case may be. So the knowing the nature of the business, I want to know: are you making money? Are you continue to make money? Or you're growing the business? That's it. That's it. That's it. So that's a quick little look at just looking at a regular financial statement, right? Hopefully that kind of helps. Marcelo, do you know how long TD Ameritrade give the account that I already sent the information? They not answer me. So you already open up an account, Marcelo. If you already open up an account, give it a couple of days. Usually takes about 3 days. It only takes to open up an account takes maybe about 30 minutes. And when it's open, I'm thinking you're waiting on how much when you transfer your money. When you're transferring your money, it could take 3 to 5 business days for your money to get into the account and for you to have the ability to invest. Creating an account don't take that long. Proud Dad said they were saying that he sold some of the stock, but they couldn't confirm, but they could not confirm it. Yes, come on, Proud Dad. Let me teach you how to fish again. Oh my goodness. Let me teach y'all how to fish again. You ain't got to worry about what who said, Prince said. Let me see, can I find it? Hopefully it don't take me too long. But I want to show you guys and girls. We're gonna go to y'all give me 1 second. All right. Okay. What I'm doing now is I'm looking at try to show you guys and girls so you can see what a company is doing without having to worry about what somebody else said, not what Prince said. You don't have to worry about what CNBC. I'm going to show you where they're getting their information from. How dope is that, man? Who else does that? Who teaches you how to fish? I think it is. Da, 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 da. Oh well, no. Y'all give me 1 second. No, let's go here. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm just trying to look this up. All right, I know another way. Here we go. Get to it easier. All right. I usually like have stuff like this ready. Give me 1 second. Yeah, here we go. All right. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. This is not what I wanted. What date was this file? I'm looking for the particular form. Y'all give me one quick little second. All right. Might be right here. I'm probably looking right at it. Y'all give me 1 second. Nope, I don't want that. One. Probably take me a little bit to find it, but give me a second. Mm-mm. Man, now my arms are getting tired. I switched down the arms. Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna try one more time here. Now that I just have to pass on it and just tell you guys. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we got it right here. No, that came out in February. I'm looking for something sooner than that, but let's take a look and see what we got here. All right. Let's see what we got here. Yep. Don't worry about it. Primary dot. All right. Let's see here. And we were talking about delta, right? All right. This may not be the exact one, but at least it's close enough. So let me show you guys and girls. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. So this is called the 13F. This is the United States Security and Exchange Commission, right? So anytime a company makes this is Berkshire Hathaway. I forgot when this report was filed. I think it was February or something like that, right? So right here, it will tell you. Okay. Oh, that's OMF approval. Okay. So right here, this is tell you what they're holding in their company, what they're buying, how much, what their value is, what their shares, if they brought calls or puts, everything they did uh, a while ago. So when they do something, it doesn't happen right away. They could have sold something in February and it's just getting report now. I think 13 has to come out like every quarter, something like that. So here you go right here where you can see they own Amazon. I think they got Delta down here somewhere. Where is Delta? They got a bunch of Coca-Cola, right? So here we go, 48,000. I don't know what that new means over here. Why they got new? 1 second here. Let's go down to Southwest. So they got a bunch of Wells Fargo in here, Liberty, or whatever the case may be. So when we go up here to, they got Delta in here too. So right here, they're pretty much usually comes out on 13F to tell you what was sold or what was added to a portfolio, and this was probably what it comes out on, right? So it usually was said, and that's what the media gets it from. So he don't come out and say, "Hey y'all, I sold Coca-Cola." They file it with the SEC so that his shareholders can know, right? And the media kind of runs with it. Hopefully that kind of helps out a little bit. But you go to sec.gov and you can look up the particular company and see what you want to see. Stefano says, hopefully that kind of helped a little bit. I wasn't prepared for that, but I didn't mean to kill too much time with that, but hopefully we get it better next time. Stefano says, if I were to transfer my mom's 401k to a Roth IRA or traditional, she's 49. Which do you think would be good for her at her age? Currently, her 401k, is it a Roth IRA right now or is it a traditional? So has she already paid the taxes or is she paying the taxes later? And she's 49. When does she plan on retiring? Does she plan on retiring at the age of 60? Right? Does she plan on retiring at the age of 65? When she goes into retirement, will she have pensions? So that's the question you got to ask if you want to pay your taxes now or later. I plan on making more money into the future, so I want to go ahead and pay my taxes now while I'm in a lower tax bracket instead of waiting until when I'm 59 and a half and getting my head knocked off with taxes. Right? Freddie Beats, I believe once you own 10%, you have to inform them you're going to sell your stock, but now he's up under the radar so he can do whatever he wants to do without informing anybody. So yes, insider trading, that's pretty much what you're talking about, Freddie B. You're right on that. Al, and most know that Coca-Cola owns many other drinks and otherwise, not just simply bottle and canned Coke. No, they own Coca-Cola. They own I can't even remember. Vitamin. They brought so much other stuff. So Coca-Cola, when you look at it, Sprite has been the same. Sprite. When has Coca-Cola, Sprite, the staple brands have changed. Mr. Pibb, I think it's a Coca-Cola product. They're in so many McDonald's. They're a way of life. Their business model don't have to change. It's like Buffett said, a ham sandwich can be the CEO of Coca-Cola. I said, Jesus teaches how to fish. That is true. Amber said, thank you. Very, very helpful. The proximity statement is over 100 pages. I want to make sure I do my due diligence before voting on anything. Oh, okay. Before voting. Yeah, it is 100 pages. I had to look at it for you. Usually I don't vote. I mean, I don't follow a company enough to be out there voting. That's me. That may be bad to say, but I don't got time for that. As long as the management is going in a good direction, I just assume they got it going on. But yes, when you're a shareholder, you have the opportunity to be able to vote. You when they want to do things, you can vote and see and stuff like that or whatnot. And actually, Amber, you can go to the shareholders meeting because you are a shareholder. You can go to the company like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, and see the CEO and see what they're talking about and stuff like that or whatnot. What are their plans? Maybe not now because the corona is going on, but next time. And invest, save and invest. That's true. James Bond, can you explain how dividends reinvestment works and the laws of compounding interest? Ooh, woo. Okay, we can do that one. So how dividends work, right? Let's say if a company comes out and they say we're going to pay you 25 cents on every dividend that you own. We're going to pay you a quarter for every stock or every share that you own. Let's say if you own 4 shares, they're going to pay 25 cents per dividend. That's going to be $1 in dividends. So now that dollar can go into your account, into your cash account, or you can have that dollar reinvested, which is through a program called DRIP, Dividend Reinvestment Plan. So instead of giving me that dollar, give me a fractional share or give me another share of the company. So for prime example, say if I own Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola is $46. $1 in Coca-Cola will probably buy me $1 in Coca-Cola probably buy me 0.0001 of a what you call it. Um, $1 probably buy 0.001 of a company. So what I would do is say instead of paying me in paying me that dollar, get me an additional share. So what happens is you may buy one share of Coca-Cola and hold it for 10 years, and that one share may end up turning into 1.14525 or whatever the case may be. So it's giving you that effect of compound interest. And simple interest is, hey, it's pretty much compound interest is pretty much my interest makes interest. So let's say if I have $100 and I have 10% compounding. I got $100, I get 10%, that's $110. The next time I get 10%, I don't get 110. I don't get $10. I get $11, right? Because that 10%, I got $1 interest. Then that dollar, you see how that dollar gone? So my $100, I got 10%. I got 110. If I got another 10%, now I got like $11, and now that turns into $121. So you can see, whoa, how did that dollar? Where did it come from? It's coming from the magic of compounded interest. So it's when you're letting your stocks pile up, pile up, pile up, and you let those dividends just pile up, and buy you additional shares, you're utilizing that magic of compounded interest, right? Okay. Kevin said, how much numbers on TD Ameritrade app are different from CNBC's? Am I missing something? They're reporting the same thing. When they get their 10K report or that 10Q, like tomorrow when Delta's 10Q report come out, which is their quarterly earnings, they're going to take it. They're going to throw it up on E-Trade, CNBC. CNBC may be a little bit quicker with it, but they're all going to populate on the sites. They're all using it coming from straight from the SEC. You can go read the 10Q yourself. It's dry, it's long, or whatnot, or you can get the dumbed down version from CNBC. They're going to talk about the key takeaways, but they're not going to do a deep dive. Just like for prime example, you would see an article on CNBC. I don't want to pull it up right now, where they're talking about what I was just talking about the forbearance growing. They would just they read that same report that I just showed you guys and girls, and they just filtered it down, make it easier to digest. So you can get that sandpaper and get the raw data, or you can get the sanitized data, all on you. Taiwan, if you use TD Ameritrade to invest, then go with their numbers. CNBC can't cash in your chips. TD can. You can get the raw data. TD Ameritrade, E-Trade brokers just make it easier. That's why I don't like Robinhood. I can't get the financial data. Shout outs to Robinhood. They did come up with the DRIP program, dividend reinvestment plan, and they did come up with the what else Robinhood did? Fractional shares. They did do fractional shares. They did do the DRIP program. So that's great. I will give them that. I will give credit where credit is due. But still, if I want to look at financial reports, how can I do that with Robinhood? Okay, she's talking to Amber said, my brother said the same thing about voting. As long as the company's doing okay, he has no interest in voting. That's I'm simple like that. I don't company's doing good management, I'm not gonna be at like, oh no, I think, and I don't even know the people. I can't go up there and say, no, I think Sarah should definitely be the CFO. I don't know. So I'm not gonna play like I know. Company's doing good, that's it. Now, unless somebody sticks out and they're just so horrible for the company and something like that, well, I don't do that. Deadly Rivera, what's going on, Deadly Rivera? He said, yo, dividends. I walked in at the same time. He or she. I walked in the right time. Yes. Bones said, what time does the earnings report come out on Delta? Let me look it up. Let me see what time is Delta earnings coming out. Stocks faded into the negative today. I didn't notice that. Stocks faded into the negative. 1 second. Let me see what time does the earnings report come out tomorrow. Here we go. We got TD. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna show you how to fish. Bones, what do you have? TD Ameritrade or what you call it? You got TD Ameritrade or E-Trade. You know what? Let's do here. Let's go to Google then. I'm not even gonna use a. I'm gonna go to Google to show you guys and girls to know when earnings are coming out. All right, April 8th. All right, here we go. Y'all ready for it? Once again, Prince teaching you guys and girls how to fish. He asked me when are the earnings reports going to come out. Oh my God. Hopefully this lady gives me a call back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have to get off of here in a second to take this call. But I'm gonna show y'all this one last thing before I gotta run. I'm sorry about this today, but I really gotta take this call. Right here. Nope, stop sharing it. Wrong one. I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pull up the right one. I gotta take that call. Remember that call that called me earlier? I told them to call me back in 30 minutes. 30 minutes just came up. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the earnings calendar. Right on Yahoo Finance, you will find the earnings calendar, and you can click on the date. You see April 8th, they have 9 earning reports coming out tomorrow. Right here, Delta Airlines earnings are going to come out tomorrow morning, right? And they even giving you an estimate. They have an estimate of a negative 3.2. So they're not they have a negative 0.32 per share. That's what they're expecting from Delta. So before the market opens up tomorrow, when you guys wake up and clean out your eyes and wash your face, you're going to be seeing probably some headlines running on Delta. This is how you can tell right here on Yahoo Finance, looking up the earnings calendar. Hopefully that helps. All right. He said you should make a course on how to go through 10Ks and TQ. You know what? I should do something like that. You know what? We're probably going to do Delta tomorrow, but we're going to look at, I'll probably do a little course like that. I'm talking to some people about it, but yeah, I might do that. I kind of like that. You know. Proud Dad said, I know you know somebody at TD Ameritrade. Tell them off right. You know what? I'm going to make a video. TD Ameritrade does tune in. Shout out to TD Ameritrade. So TD Ameritrade, I'm going to do a video telling TD Ameritrade to make it. So, but anyway, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to stick around, but I got to really take this call. They just called me back and I just missed it. And I got to get this appointment made for Wesley. But anyway, guys and girls, I hope you guys got some out of today's episode. Earnings calendar. How to look at the earnings calendar, see where earnings are coming out, how to look at the NBA, what they just said about forbearances in the real estate market, looking up the forecasts, all of the great stuff. But I really got to get going. I would love to stick around. I would catch you guys and girls hopefully tomorrow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a tutorial. So I'm going to do like a tutorial and live to see what you guys like and give y'all what y'all want. But anyway, appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I got to get going. Thank you.